What's going on, you guys? And welcome to my Elite Dungeons 2 guide. And I'm going to be using range. The location of Elite Dungeons 2 is here, next to the demonic ruins, and it's in the real deep wilderness. And when you get here, one thing I really recommend is you would talk to Brill. And if you're really new here, I would consider getting the Elite Dungeon chest upgrade for 750,000 tokens, so you can bank inside of the Elite Dungeon. Also, what's really good here is the Lucky Charms, because they give you an extra boost to the amount of money you make while in the dungeon. One thing that is also helpful for Elite Dungeons is the Warp Trail Blazer body, like the outfit for dungeoneering, because it gives you a 7% discount on reward shops. So instead of the 100k that you would spend for, or the 10k, like pretend if you were to buy 10, it would only cost you 93,000 instead of 100,000. So that's one thing that's also good for dungeoneering, is the outfit. For the items that you would need, in my personal opinion, you would bring a shield. You know, the higher the shield, the better. An overload or stat boosting potion. Some super restores. I usually bring 3. A replenishment potion. Lucky Charms. Mechanized Chinchompas for the AoE burst. The enhanced Excalibur for the extra heals. The super anti-fire, because the red dragons and the black dragons, they do dragon fire, but inside of this dungeon, the celestial dragons do not do dragon fire. Some diamond criminal bolts for the accuracy and, you know, that little bit of damage boost, and a pack yak for, you know, extra food, basically, because you can bring a steel titan or a ripper demon, but in my opinion, I don't use that because I like to play it safe. And by the time I reach certain points in the dungeon, I kind of run out of food. So I would best not to do that. And then you would fill the rest with food. For the equipment that you're gonna wear, you know, I would highly recommend tier 80 plus. So what I have is the Pernix, the hat, the Pernix body, bottoms, fleeting boots. It's one of the best boots because you can run while using rapid fire, which is really helpful. Cinderbane gloves for that extra poison, and the hybrid. The best ring you can do, the Asylum Surgeon's ring, is really good if you can get it. Some ascensions, because the accuracy, and you can also use the bolts. The best cape you got, I wear the Hooded Max cape because, you know, the HP bonus and the prayer. Ruby Criminal bolts because you hit 12,000s every 6 seconds willingly. And illuminated book. I carry the ancient book. And also, if you want to use the bolts, the best thing to do is have a Sears level 4 headband, and then have your range cape inside of your cape if you're 99. A good perk to have if you have Invention locked is Dragon Slayer, because it does 7% additional damage to dragons, and in this dungeon there's a lot of dragons, so you'll be doing a lot more damage to them. And then also another good thing to have in here is this Dragon Slayer ability codex, because it does an extra 15% damage on top of the dragons. Right here. For 10.2 seconds. Also, for the auras that you would want to have is Reckless and Supreme Sharpshooter, or the best sharpshooter you can get. Because sharpshooter will increase the accuracy, and then reckless will increase your damage and accuracy. So now I'm going to show you how a full run of ED2 would look. And at the boss, I'm going to show you what to do and how to play the boss. So turn on your prayers, drink an overload, and then kill the one that's super light green, the bigger one. Because if not, they'll keep spawning these little ones. Turn on your mage pray because they don't do dragonfire here, so you can just turn on your mage pray. Here you would turn on your melee prey, use your enhanced Excalibur, that's what I do, Chinchampas, and then go back in. You don't have to kill them all to get that door open on the other side, but just make sure you kill a good amount of them. Best to hop in this corner right here so you can block the minions over there. And the thing about the Celestial Dragons, it'll say like a little box, it'll say it's manipulating time, so it'll do a heal. So what you would need to do is typically rapid fire or a stun. You can use route, binding shot, or rapid fire. And it'll stop the healing. You said how it healed? Yeah. You don't want to wait too long, so you gotta kill it fast. So you would usually want to kill this one right here because this one opens the gate. You don't have to kill them both. If you want the Dungeoneering XP and if you want the more XP, then yeah, you should do it. And then it's usually this one right here that opens the gate to the boss. Right? So what you would want to usually do is just go back towards retreat, stock up everything, get your prayers up, do this, do your bonfire. And then go back in. Okay, so here's Astalarn, right? This is the boss. So basically, it has simple mechanics. It's really easy to do. But this is what I recommend. You would stand right here, inside the room, because you have to break it up into fours. Like, this is one area, that's one area, this is one area, over there is one area, and over there is one area. So what you would want to do is stand right in the middle, and then turn on your auras. Alright, drink your overloads. And it's going to be really fast, but pay attention really good. So you want to turn it on, mage, your good prayers, and go in, right? And what would usually happen is that he will call some rain, a pulsar, and a neutron star. Those are the main things that really hurt. You can't damage it any further once you go to like 190 something thousand. That's when the damage starts to become a little bit. So you see how right here is calling a wormhole? Use your shield to resonance, get that good heal. And then you see how the rain is over there? And now the neutron star is coming towards you. So what you want to do is automatically bring that neutron star to the black hole. It'll turn white, and then just go back in. And that's the whole boss right there. That's rinse and repeat. So here comes another one. Do the same thing. And then this pulsar will appear, and then the neutron star will come. Right, so surge back over to the other side, let it turn white. And that's it. That's how you do the first boss. So after the first boss, you would just continue down. And there's a good thing too. You'll see these mini bosses. They give a good amount of Dungeoneering tokens. They give 5,000 a piece. Sometimes if you're just doing the normal path, you can get up to 20,000 Dungeoneering extra tokens just from doing these mini bosses. So I highly recommend it, because you can, if you're going for 120 Dungeoneering like I did, then this will be good for you. So when you're about to finish the boss, the mini boss, you get those extra tokens, and then you'll see these lava spiders. They're a bunch of they're annoying if you get too many on you, because they do a lot of damage. So what you want to do is come back over here, drag them to you, stall as much damage as you can, and then go back in for them. And that's it. And then you will continue down. And then for these, drink your super anti-fire, because these do dragon fire. And if you're getting low on food, or if you want to just conserve it more, like I usually conserve my super anti-fires because I don't like to waste too much. I usually drink 1 sip per run. And save your resources. So then you would just kill these black dragons and continue along the path. And cool thing about this path is that they usually clump together, so you can hit them both. So your mechanized Chinchompas can be more utilized here. Continue down, burst these dragons down. Okay, there's a bank chest there if you need it, if you bought the dungeon chest upgrade. And you can safe spot this. Like, you don't have to fight all of them at once. You can just take one at a time. Like, you see how this one's not attacking me? You can safe spot all this. Just in case, like, if you're a lower level, or if you just want to conserve food and supplies. After that one's done, surge right through. Chinchompas and it should hit it. Yep. Alright, so when you're here, stock up and get ready for the next fight. Once you're ready to go, cross this pillar, like column, bridge, you know what I'm saying? And then once you're here, this is going to be the second boss, Variclith. So there's two ways to go about this boss. You can use these eggs, because there's a mechanic with the eggs, or you can just tank it. In my personal opinion, if you're new to this, I would say do the eggs, but even then, it's dangerous. If you don't have double surge, which is really useful, but even one surge is good enough. But in my personal opinion, I would just tank it, because you can use this move called Debilitate. It cuts down all damage by half, and you'll see what I'm saying. So this is what the fight would look like. Turn on your prayers. And this is why you need your shield, so you can resonance that pillar hit. As soon as you see that screen shake, put on your shield. And those constant 12,000s you see is the Ruby Criminal Bolts. So you see how this poison thing is in the air? Debilitate it, and it'll hit you for 2,070 with the Reckless Aura on. It hits less when you have the Supreme Sharpshooter on, or just the Sharpshooter Aura. It hits about 1,800. So there's a black dragon about to dive you. Just step one outside of it, and then you'll be safe. So you can completely ignore the egg mechanic, which is probably the best thing what you want to do. It'll save you time, it'll save you headache, especially if you're duoing and trioing. Because if one of you guys don't do it, and you don't debilitate the boss, you guys are gonna get hit really hard. And it's probably gonna kill you guys. So that's what it looks like if you don't resonance it. It hits you for a lot. So that's another move. When he shoots out that big old fire, just run away. It'll turn into a whole bunch of tornadoes that hit you for high constant damage. And you're gonna die. You don't want that, because that costs money. And it's XP waste. So resonance again. And you see how you can't damage it if this pillar's here. So you have to do it. So here we go again. Debilitate. And also there's an achievement if you don't use the eggs on... I mean, you don't use that thing on the eggs. So just step out, and that's it. That's the whole boss. So then after you're done, is you would click teleport, go to number 4, and it'll go to that chest. And then you just continue forward. You don't have to kill these onyx dragons. You don't have to. Also, if they're close like this, you can use them Chinchampas again. And you'll hit them both. Save a little bit more time. And also, for these things that you see that hits this attack, you can see it easily, and if you use your sound effects, you can hear it perfectly. You see how that is right there? That's what it looks like. Pick up the bones, because you know all money is good money, you know what I'm saying? Right, so if once you kill these, you see that? And then you can run up those stairs, because after you kill them, the door opens. Go to your left. Kill these dragons. Alright, so after that's done, you would just walk, you would go along this corridor. You could ignore these two. And then here's another mini boss. He hits really hard, but you can just go in. Yeah, he hits really hard even with melee prey on. Alright, so once that's done, you will continue, and then you will kill these two right here. These two dragons to open the next gate right here. Right, so they're close again. You can use your Chinchampas to hit them both. And that attack, when the spikes hit the ground, they do a pretty good amount of damage. Right, so after that, the next boss is on the way. So what you want to do is just go back and restock. And then the last boss is number 5. Alright, so first things first, the Blackstone Dragon is really easy. Don't be too intimidated by it. So I'm gonna show you real simply how you do it. His melee attacks hit really hard, so you can pretty much just prayer flick here. And once he hits 519,000 HP, that's when the next phase will start. And you can hit him lower than that, but that's typically when it starts. So he'll start spawning black hands. You can soul split it pretty much. And then once that black smoke comes, mage pray, and then go back to soul split. And you can also resonance the little black cloud hits, and it'll heal you for a good chunk. Like, watch. It'll heal you. So after that's done, just keep moving on to the hands. And then you'll see these little black hands spawn, and they'll hit you for a lot. So you can just move one square to the side and then you'll be safe. Or if you're being real scary, you can just run like this. You can just run. You see that? That'll kill you. So this next hit, I'm gonna resonance and see. I'm gonna show you guys how much damage you can heal. You see how much that was? Alright, so then the fight will continue after the 4 are done. Also, another cool thing to have is Storm Shards and Shatter. That's really good to have also. So you can, after this phase, he'll just start spawning this big old circle of fire, which hits a lot if you get caught in the middle of it. You see? That's how much it'll hit you for. You don't want to do that. And when he spins, that's typically a range attack. When he bites down, that's melee, just like that. And then that's range. And it's typically after he does that range attack, he'll pretty much do the melee. And then when you see the screen shake, you'll see that. And that you can resonance that too if you're really low on HP and all that. And then once he gets to about 250 something thousand K HP, then he'll start phase 3, I believe. So you could do Storm Shards again. You can get out the circle if you feel like it. And then he'll start flying in the air. And then this is something you gotta pay attention to. So you see how if you're really close to him, he'll start spawning those fire. But if you're far away from him, he won't. That's something to pay attention to. So if you got Storm Shards and Shatter, you can just throw it on him, collect the stacks. And one thing about these fire trails, it will follow you. It will follow you until it reaches a cap. So you just keep running until he says, show me the light. So you see how he just says, show me the light? That means you can go back in. Yeah, so you see how I almost died? That melee hit hurts. And this is why I typically take the yak, because you see how I lost out of food? So, put another Storm Shard, shatter it. Oh, it missed. Alright, fair enough. And then that's it. That's the whole boss fight. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed the guide, hit that like button and subscribe for more guides.